Cast of one. It's a last month we did it. We had Alex Riddlin up here do his piece. He performed the book turned movie of the novel Angel's Game. And now we're going to see something completely different, never to be seen again. Actually, I think it's being recorded, so you can probably check it out on YouTube. But never to be performed again live is another cast of one featuring the man I mentioned before, the incredible Chris Allen. So let's get him out here right now. Chris Allen! So Chris, give us a brief rundown of your professional background.
I'm a stand-up comic. I'm an ensemble member at Jet City Improv. I've performed here a number of times, guesting with ComedySportz. I played at Bumbershoot, Sketchfest Seattle, and a litany of other places.
Awesome.
Several years.
Have you ever done a one-man performance, one-man show before?
I've done stand-up one-man, but I've never done a one-man improv show before.
Oh, okay. So this is brand new. Chris.
Yes.
Tell us, what would you like? For cast one, you can pick first any book, movie, or play. So what would you like to pick? A book, movie, or play?
Movie.
All right.
I'm going to go with movie.
All right. Any other preferences for what type of movie?
Yeah, I'd like to get a suggestion of a movie that you like, but you think no one else in this room has seen before.
So let's think about that for one moment. And now, I need a suggestion of a movie that you like that's kind of obscure that you're not sure that all of your friends or the general public has probably seen before.
Oh, sorry, what's that?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Okay, the Japanese classic.
So raise your hand if you ever seen or read Battle Royale.
Okay.
Awesome.
The last
What was that?
The Last Unicorn.
The Last Unicorn. Okay, alright.
All right.
Let's do a couple more. Yeah.
Bad Milo.
Sorry?
Bad Milo.
Bad Milo. Yeah.
Cloud Atlas.
Cloud.
I'm not sure we have
This is an 11-hour show. Yeah,
Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomania.
Part one and part two.
Both.
Nice.
Omnicord.
Sorry?
Omnicord.
Omnicord?
Yeah.
Like O-M.
It's an Italian neorealist film.
We're gonna go with Italian neorealism.
Is how do you spell that?
Amaraccord.
That's not how you spell it.
That's how the Italians.
Okay.
All right. So right now I'm going to try to bring up this so we can have 30 seconds to review record. I don't know way to spell this. All right. From 1973.
Yes.
All right. So would you like to read the IMDb page or Wikipedia?
Let's do IMDb.
All right, bringing it up. So now we have 30 seconds for Chris to read as much as he can off the IMDb page. If you have a device like this, you can also bring it up.
If you can spell Omnicord.
All right, so I'm going to hand you the phone, and 30 seconds will start as soon as I hand you the phone.
Great.
And begin.
Thank you.
Series. 6 seconds.
Okay. A series of comedic and nostalgic vignettes set in a 1930s Italian coastal town. Okay. Let's see. There's no more. Where is it?
10 seconds left.
There's more of it. Plot summary. There we go. Come on, load, damn you. You're in the life of a small Italian coastal town in the 1930s, as recalled by director whose superstar success restores the Italian film industry and Piper's command over her imagination.
Time.
Fellini's films. Okay, great. So a year in the life of an Italian coastal town.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, CSC Seattle presents, Cast of One presents Chris Allen performing on record. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Allen.
So the sun is starting to rise over a sun-kissed coastal village, and the plaster stones inlaid into the side of a cliff. And we start to zoom in on one of those homes, and out walks Maria.
He stands and slowly takes in the sunrise and breathes in, breathes out. And from behind her emerges Marco, her husband. And Marco comes around and wordlessly wraps his arms around her waist. And she nuzzles into him, and he nuzzles into her. I love you very much. I know. I love you as well. I know. I am going to miss you oh so much when I am gone. Oh, please do not say so. Let us enjoy our last moments here together. But you know I must go. And I shall be back in 1 year's time. Until then, you must stay here and remain steadfast. And regret that I will not be here to share these 12 months with you. But my duty calls, and I must go to fight. And I will write you as often as I can. Oh no! Tell me you will stay. Tell me you will stay just for 1 more day. You know I can't! But until I return, take this. And every time you look upon it, remember me. Oh, the necklace your father gave to you before you died. Before he died. No, you will not die. I cannot say such thing. Anything can happen on the line. For as I go to fight in the war that we are fighting right now against our enemies, I know that when I return, you will be here waiting for me. Oh, I could never betray you. It would take much more than a year to separate us from our loves. Then I shall go. My bags are packed. I shall one last kiss before we adieu. And they embrace, and he slowly turns around and starts to walk back into the house. And he's engulfed by the darkness of the door. She stands there and sighs. It's the next day, and Maria is walking through the market. She walks up to Felipe, the orange seller. Oh, Felipe, it is so good to see you. Oh, Maria! It has been too long since I have seen you. Oh, yes, I have been shut up with Marco for the last several days. He is gone now. It's very sad for me to see him leave. Oh, such a beautiful woman like you should not be left alone. Fie on him for leaving. No, do not say bad things about Marco. He is off doing his duty, and he will return in 1 year hence. Oh, such a good man to fight in this war we are fighting against our enemies. He is protecting us, protecting you. Such a wonderful thing. Oh, I know. I will take 2 oranges today. 2 oranges. Here is a 3rd orange in your bag. Just for you, Maria. Oh, Felipe, I cannot. But you must! Thank you very, very much. She turns around and leaves and is engulfed by the crowd of the marketplace. So it's a few days later, we're sitting in a cafe, and she's reading a book and sipping a glass of wine. and Sistor is leaning up against the bar, and he is a suave man in a fine suit. He sees her sitting alone. Forgive me for approaching you. You seem to seek solitude. But if solitude is what you seek, why would you come to a public place like this? Oh, I just came here to read for my novel. Oh, yes. I will not spoil it for you. Oh, please don't, please don't. Tell me, I am ancestral. What is such a fine woman such as yourself doing sitting here alone, seeking solitude in a public place to read a book instead of sitting and enjoying the company of a young man? Oh, he's away. He's fighting. Oh, yes, a good man. He does his duty. I would fight as well, but wouldn't lay. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I ask, what happened to you? Yes, it was in the last war that we fought against our enemies. An unfortunate turn of events. Oh, yes, well, I appreciate you looking after me, but I must sit and be by myself, for it is my lot in life. It would not be appropriate for me to be engaged in the company of a man who is not my beloved. Oh, Ancestro does not seek a romance. Ancestro merely inquires as to your well-being. If you want me away, I shall away. Thank you, Ancestro. It is very kind. Oh, I'm already away. Leans back up. He orders a glass of wine. And he starts to sip on it. She sips on it as well. So it's a couple of weeks later, and we can see the way the sun is hanging in the sky that the seasons are starting to change. But it's a little bit later on, and she's sitting alone in her plaster-style home, knitting, looking out on the Mediterranean. And there's a knock on the door. A man in a uniform standing. Oh, it's such an hour as this to be coming to my home. Oh, hello. Are you Maria? Yes, I am. Sad duty to inform you that Marco has been killed in the line of duty. No! Say it is not true. Say he is still alive, please, please. I'm very sorry. He died saving several men. He was lost as mortar shells fell over, and he laid over them to protect them from the blast. They were able to escape, but he was buried under a pile of rubble. No, please tell me it is not true. I'm very sorry. He has given the finest sacrifice a man can give to our country. No, Marco! I'm sorry. And I must await. No, please, no! I must. Turns and starts to walk away. The door's still open! Drops to her knees. Marco! And then we cut you a series of shots of her going about her business, but she's dressed in black. She's moving very slowly. She is in the market. She walks up to Felipe, the orange seller. We see her back in the cafe, but she doesn't hook up this time. She's standing on the veranda, like we saw in the first shot, looking out over the water. But this time there's clouds overhead, and the sun is hanging again a little bit different, so we can see a little more time has passed. It's a little bit farther, and the seasons are changing. And she's back in the cafe. gone somewhere else for a moment.
Oh, it was quite all right. It is a very small village we live in, and word spreads quickly in that. I must say, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you, Miss. It's a very kind thing to say. I know you did not know him. Thank you for your condolences.
Terribly. Would you enjoy, perhaps, some brief company?
Oh no, I must be alone, for I still mourn.
Oh yes, I do understand. I do not mean to impose myself upon you yet. I also know that it has been 3 months now since we have received word of Marco's departure. People are growing concerned about your increasing solitude and reclusiveness.
Well, people need to mind their own business. You don't understand.
No, perhaps it is true, but I'm alone and you are alone, and perhaps for a moment we could just be alone together. Again, I seek no romance. I am merely wishing to provide you with company.
Well, in that case, yes. I would find it most agreeable for so long without company.
Grabs another chair that's awkwardly thrown off to the side. My name is, as I said, Ancestro, and I've lived here for, a year and a half or so.
Please, Ancestro, may we just sit in silence.
Very well. And in the window on the back, the sun slowly starts. Before the hour grows late, perhaps it is best if I were to walk you home.
Oh, no, I may walk myself home.
No, the hour is getting dark, and I would be most remiss if I let a young lady such as yourself walk home without an escort.
Very well.
So they get up and they walk out of the bar, and she's still wearing her black clothes, and they're walking in silence. And there's beautiful, like you can pan out, beautiful just landscape and like village and all kinds of like rolling meadows of Italy, and it's just incredible view. The detail and the textures, like just, the colors and the oranges of the sunset, and the expanse going back and the vanishing line, which implies both death and eternity. It's a beautiful shot.
This is my home.
Thank you for walking me home. It's my pleasure. Might I again inquire to impose upon you that I might call again?
Why, yes, I would like that if you were to call again.
Very well. Then I shall return, and we shall see each other again. He walks away. She walks in to her home. She looks around at the empty apartment. It's just a chair, a couch, a bed in the corner, a sink, and the doorway to the veranda. She goes and she sits in the chair. Very, very small, very subtle in the corner of her mouth. For the first time in months, you see. Picks up her knitting equipment and starts knitting again. So it's a couple of weeks later now, and she's once again sitting at home alone, and there's a knock on the door. She goes over to the mirror. There's a mirror there. I didn't say that before. There's a mirror on the side. And she kind of. Oh. Good morning. Good morning, it is Ancestro. Good morning. I am calling on you again, just as I said I would.
Oh, yes, of course. Would you like to come in?
Oh, I
I do not believe it is appropriate for an unmarried man and an unmarried woman, though there is no implication of romance or a romance starting to be in a room alone together, even though it is modern times of 1931. Yes, of course. I came to inquire if you would like to go for a walk along the bluffs. Oh, well, yes, I would like that. Very well. I packed a small lunch of cheeses and salamis. A bottle of wine that we might enjoy. Oh, that's very thoughtful. And so they leave, and they're walking along the bluff, and you can see down the waves crashing up on the shore. And they're walking along, and they're looking out at the beautiful deep blue of the Mediterranean. And it's just incredible. Rolling clouds off in the background, possibly foreshadowing something bad happening. We don't know yet. It's too subtle to really just realize it's subconsciously you don't even full track. Walking along and they're looking out and they find the perfect spot and they sit down. And he lays out a blanket and they sit down and they're looking out. I must say I'm very grateful that you have been so kind to me in my hour of need. It is a pleasure. I should tell you I too once loved someone who was lost to me forever. Oh, I'm so sorry. I suppose we then have a common pain. Yes, indeed. Though we all experience the world differently, we are the same, like two spoons of the same size. We're different, but we're so similar. Yes, in my younger days, I was engaged to a young woman. Her name was Francesca. On the day of her 19th birthday, she was walking along a dirty road and began to cough. A small cough. A small cough that grew very big. The cough was so big, it overtook her, and she died. She had a disease. It was the disease that she died from. Disease that made her cough. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It was not contagious, so I did not get it. I continued to live, but oh, that I would have died rather than live without her. That's exactly how I feel. I cannot live without Marco. His passing has been like a piece of black fabric over my life so that there is no light to see in my soul. Life does go on, and life does get better. She looks into his eyes. She slowly leans in, puts her head on his shoulder. This would be the perfect time for him to make a move, but he doesn't. He looks down and looks out at the ocean, or the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. The sun starts to set until the sun is all the way down. It is dark. Will you walk me home? Yes, of course I will. Get up, pack things up, and they start to walk back. They get back to her door. Oh, thank you very much for such a wonderful day. I cannot remember the last time I was happy. There are more happy days ahead of you. But believe me, someone such as yourself, such a gentle soul, truly deserves it. I shall call again. She walks into her home and sits down. Cut to a few days later, and this time there's like some upbeat
of some kind, and we see a series of them going out and doing things together and being happy together. And they're walking down a dirt road and they're conversing, and then they hear a rumbling and they both jump out of the way, and a truck full of grapes comes flying through. They're sitting in a cafe and they're drinking wine and they're eating different kinds of cheese and they're talking about. And then what else are they doing? They're in front of a giant vat of grapes and they're watching somebody stomp, and the person stomping the grapes goes like this, and Maria goes. She gets up and she starts stomping the grapes together, and then she slips and falls, and Cestor is over here. And she's in the grapes, but she's still having fun. She's still having a good time. And then we're on Maria's veranda again. Maria is standing there, and we can tell from the position of the sun and the way that the world is lit is that this is many months later. This is the opposite time of year from when we started. We started in the summer, and now this is clearly in the middle of winter. And she's standing, and she's looking out from behind her, and Cestor comes. And he wraps his arms around her waist. Something just doesn't feel quite right to Maria. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was under the impression that a romance was blooming between us." Yes, it was. It's just suddenly I have the feeling that I'm doing something, both that I've done a long time ago, that I shouldn't be doing now, and perhaps never should have done. I am very sorry. If I have done wrong, please accept my apologies, for I only wanted to show you happiness. He turns around and crowds. Oh, you have made my heart sing like the lute of an angel of fairy wings. Oh, you have brought me so much happiness, for I love you too. Oh, tell me that you will never leave me. Oh, that I cannot do, for we all die. But as long as I live, as blood flows through my veins, and as long as my brain thinks thoughts, and my hair's lungs in my air, my lungs take in air, and there are words on my lips, I shall never leave you. Oh, and I shall never leave you, ancestor. Ancestor. She leans into his chest, and they look out on the Mediterranean. And we see the two of them the next day holding hands and walking through the market. They walk up to Felipe, the orange man. He says, "Maria! It is so nice to see you smile again. It has been so long." Oh, I have reasons to smile now. Oh, such a wonderful, wonderful thing. For here we are in the springtime of your life, because it is now springtime again. And here we have young love blossoming from the tragedy. Yes, it's a wonderful thing, but we must never forget he who gave his life in service of our country. I merely gave my leg. Oh, such a wonderful thing for you to do. Here, 5 oranges for free. Possibly such a king's ransom. Oh, not 6 oranges. Don't make me give you 7. Oh, you are too kind to a young couple in love. Too kind indeed. 8 oranges. oranges, and they're this big thing of oranges, and they're walking. And they're walking along, and then we have another montage, another series of events of them being happy. It's them walking along the waterfront, looking about upon the Mediterranean, and it's them. They're walking through a field, and they're caught in a downpour, so they take shelter underneath a little like shed thing. And there's a bunch of goats around, and they're laughing at the rain. They look at each other, and they kiss, and then they hold each other because even though it's raining, they're really happy. And then we see them in another field later on, and Sensor gets down on one knee. He opens up a ring box, and there's a ring in it. Yes. Down on one knee, and they're so happy. And then they're sitting in Maria's home, and they're sitting there, and she's knitting and smiling, and he's just sitting smiling. And there's a knock on the door. They both kind of look at each other. Were you expecting someone? I was not expecting someone. Were you expecting someone? He gets up and he walks over, he opens the door, and it is Marco. I've made that before. He says, "Who are you?" I'm Sesto. Who are you? I am Marco. And Sesto yells, "My love!" And Marco yells, "Your love, my love!" And they rush over to her, and they help her, and they pick her up. Hi, Marco, they said you were dead. I was dead. I was dead, for I was without you for over a year. But what? How? What? No, I don't. Please, my love. My ancestor says, please, you must. But what do you mean, your love? She is my love. What have you been doing? I know. He says, it was during the war. Then we cut back to the war. And we have a foxhole at Marco's sitting there, and he's surrounded by Antoine and Clarvo. If we do not make it out of here, or if I do not make it out of here and you make it out of here, please tell Maria that my last thoughts were of her. Clairvoyant says, if we do not make it out of here, please tell Francesca my last thoughts were with her. And the other guy says, please, if we do not make it out of here, just lead good lives, please, just lead good lives. And then we hear the sound of an incoming, there's a big thing coming. Get out! Get out! And he jumps over and the two grabs him, throws him on him, and he gets over him. And as he's lying there, rubble starts falling down on him. And the two men get up and they crawl out, and he's lying there. And we have a slow close-up on his eyes. And we go right very, very close in to his right eye. And then we zoom out, and he's lying on a hospital bed. When we're sitting and around him, we hear German. All around him, we hear German. They're fighting the Germans. We're hearing German, and he's looking around, and we don't understand what they're saying. He tries to get up, but he's handcuffed to the hospital bed. He goes, Maria! And then we go back to the present. You are a prisoner of war. They said you were dead. I was dead. I was dead without you. I said that before. I will say it again. I will say it 1,000 times. I was dead without you. But things have changed. I thought you were gone. I mourned for you and moved on. And here you are, returning on the 1-year anniversary of the day you left, the very day you said that you would return. Here you are. My heart breaks. The only thing that kept me alive as a prisoner of war
was knowing that I would one day see your face, and that one day you and I would hold each other in our arms again.
Oh, but ancestor.
Yes, but ancestor. But ancestor indeed. We have many things to work out.
Oh, I don't.
I do not believe that you have betrayed me in such a way.
But I thought you were dead.
I was dead. I was dead without being able to see you for a year. Marco, it seems that we are in a very uncomfortable, very horrible situation. Please, will you come with me? Will you have a glass of wine? And will you discuss things as men? I too am a veteran of war. I lost my leg in the war. You lost your leg. I lost the year of my life. And so it also seems the woman I love. Please, please, we must not do this to Maria. She has been through so much, I know, for I too have lost a love. There is no need to get into that now, but I know the pain that she was going through, and the need to fill your life with love is the one thing that makes life worth going through in the first place. Otherwise, we should all just lay down and die. I did die. Please, let us go. Allow me to buy a hero a glass of wine, and we will discuss things. Very well, Maria. We shall return. So they get up and they leave and they go to the cafe. And Maria's still sitting there and she's kind of shaking because she's just seen a ghost because she kind of has and she's not really sure exactly what she's going to do. And we go to the cafe. Ancestor, is it? Yes. Marco. Yes. Maria has spoken very highly. I certainly would never have engaged with her in the first place had I known that her true love was out there somewhere, alive. I choose to believe you. You seem to be a gentleman of honor, but you must understand, she's the one thing that kept me alive that year, if I was even alive in the first place. I do believe you. I'm very sorry things have come to this. It will make you... No, I cannot give her up. I was going to give her up, but I just cannot do it. I cannot give her up either. What do? Do we kill each other? Does one kill the other, the winner gets it? She is not a prize to be won. She is a woman. She is a human being with a beating heart. Lung, air in her lungs. A soul in her body. She is a ghost wrapped in flesh. A ghost wrapped in flesh. Yes, it is very romantic. I was in a POW camp for a year. We must go to her, and we must make her decide. No, we cannot do such a thing. She and I have been together for not as long as you have, but our love runs deep. It was forged in the fire of sorrow, rising from the ashes. Yes, like forged metal. You are like two spoons, so similar, yet slightly different. Yes, but we cannot do this alone. We must go to Maria, and we must speak to her. So they get up, they walk out of the bar, or the cafe, and they walk back to her place. They stand in front of her door for a second, they look at each other. They open the door, and they see Maria. She's lying in the center of the floor, surrounded by a pool of blood.
broken wine glass next to her. And written on a torn page of the book she was reading earlier in the cafe, just says the word in Italian, "I'm so sorry."
No, no, it cannot be so. It cannot be so.
The camera starts to fade out from the door, and you can see all three of them lying there. And the two men just out of control. They just can't believe what's going on. She continues to lie there as the pool of blood slowly gets larger and larger, and the camera continues to fade out past the door as they start to become enveloped in darkness and pass out on the veranda and then out over the Mediterranean Sea, so that we can see their plaster stucco style house, and then we can slowly start to see the village. And as it slowly pans out, you can see the whole countryside, and the whole village starts to disappear onto the coastline. The lights slowly come down.
Every month, every second Thursday of the month. Next month, we have a very special guest for our holiday edition. Is the performer Graham Toroff. Check that out. For more information about this show and other shows, put here at our website at SeattleComedyGroup.com. Also, Chris, you're on Twitter.
Yes,
Other stuff?
at the Ghost of Chris.
So you can follow him for more musings, and he's so full of art. Look at all that art. And check out more information on our website. Check out Chris on Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. And check us out for our next month's show with Graham Toroff. For Cast and Floyd, thank you for coming out tonight, and have a great night, everyone. Barcelona!